Breaking news for you tonight at 5 o'clock as we're waiting to hear whether or not a judge will indeed grant bail to a former Colts player and his wife.
Daniel and Kristin Muir have spent the last 8 days behind bars in Logansport. They're accused of obstruction of justice. We've got Rich Nye, who's been in the Cass County courtroom the last couple of hours while they appeared before a judge trying to get out of jail.
So, Rich, what is the judge saying tonight about their requests?
Well, Scott and Anne Marie, the bottom line is that Daniel and Kristin Muir will remain in jail tonight here in Cass County for 8 days now, since their property here in Logansport was raided by Indiana State Police, and they found and located their 14-year-old son. Kristin and Daniel Muir were both arrested at the time of that raid on July 3rd. Now, this court hearing today was filed by Muir's attorneys, who were seeking immediate and emergency relief for their clients to be let out of jail on bond. The two clients, the parents, Kristin and Daniel Muir, had been denied bond by the original judge based on them being a flight risk, but the Muir's attorneys filed a petition, a writ of habeas corpus, saying that their clients' constitutional rights are being violated by being denied bond on a low-level felony. Superior Court Judge Lisa Swaim refused to review that bond issue today because she said that the Muir's attorneys needed to file this complaint, this motion, with the original court, the circuit court. Now, the attorneys filed it in Superior Court because they believe the circuit court judge was on vacation and unavailable. So what's going to happen now is this will be transferred to the circuit court, and that circuit court judge may hear the case, may not hear the case, and if he is available to hear it before Tuesday, there could be another hearing here in Cass County, and the Superior Court judge said that she was sympathetic to the situation and that she believed it was a reasonable request, but they needed to follow the law by going first to the original court with their request. Here's reaction from both the prosecutor and defense attorneys.
I don't want to speak to that. The defense attorneys had their strategy and they did what they thought was appropriate, and the judge made the right ruling today.
We respectfully disagree with the court's opinion that they had no jurisdiction in this matter. We think the Indiana Constitution allows for an emergency hearing. We believe their rights are being violated, but we won't stop. We'll live to fight another day.
So again, this was mainly a legal argument today. We didn't hear any testimony from the sheriff. We didn't hear any testimony from the Muirs themselves. The issue of bond and whether or not it should be granted was really not addressed today. This was a legal argument about whether this judge could even hear this case, hear this matter, and she ultimately said, I can't hear it right now. You need to go back to the original court first, and that should be happening with paperwork by the morning. We'll see what happened next year in Cass County, but again, Daniel and Kristin Muir remain jailed without bond tonight.
All right, Rich Nye, thanks for that update for us tonight.